Hey guys, wanted to talk to you a little bit about this Curado DC. I've had this for about 2 years now and put a lot of cast on it. Just kind of wanted to share my thoughts on this and how it performs. I wanted to get you a good outdoor look at this, bright in the sun. And I'm gonna head inside because it's about 90 degrees and super humid out. So there she is. I've got this filled up with some 30-pound Suffix 832 right now. Okay, back inside the house there, guys. Appreciate you working with me on that. Hoping the lighting's okay here. Like I said, it's about 90-something degrees out, super humid, and I didn't really want to stand out there in the sun. So anyways, I've had this Curado DC for a little over 2 years now, and just kind of wanted to share with you guys what I think about this reel. Do I think this reel is worth buying? And just some of the things I've noticed with it that might help you out in your decision. So first things first, Curado DC, you guys know what that is. It's the digital control in there. They don't use the standard centrifugal or magnetic brakings like a lot of reels do. Has that little electronic thing in the side, basically, that when the spool runs, it somehow senses it, slows it down to hopefully avoid backlash. Now, if you've watched anything on YouTube over the last 4 or 5 years since these things have been out, you're gonna see guys that like fling these out there and they'll do stupid stuff, like they'll hit the lure into the wall and stop it, or they'll do something weird like that. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, these things are not the backlash proof miracle that some like YouTubers make them out to be. So kind of keep that in mind when you're going to purchase one. I found that mine, out of the box, if you read the manual, it's gonna tell you to set it up to where you don't really have much side to side play in that spool, and then kind of adjust your brakings on the outside. This basically goes from a 1 to 4. 1 is the absolute free spoolest you can get on it. That's a dangerous one, I'm telling you right now, super easy to backlash. 2 is gonna be for your braid and monofilament. Setting 3 is gonna be for your fluorocarbon, and then they have a setting 4, which you can crank up. See if I can zoom in on this for you guys. There we go. So you can set up, I have it on 2 right now for braid, but you can click that over to setting 4 if you want. And that's the max control, like if you're out there with a very lightweight lure or some heavy winds or things like that. So now let me go ahead and say the reel itself, it's been extremely durable. I have cast this thing thousands of times. I have used multiple different lines on it. I've used it on many different rods, many different lures. I've actually caught my 2 largest bass ever using this reel, a 7-pounder and a 6.3. So I've put it through its use over the last couple of years, guys. Now, big thing I want to tell you: if you get one of these and you go out and throw it, you're still going to need to use your thumb to kind of stop that spool before the lure hits the water. So again, please don't fall for those silly little videos that people make where they fling it out there and it doesn't backlash. You can get it to do that if you want, but you're going to have to tighten down this spool tension knob so much, basically like you would on a standard traditional bait caster, where you let the lure just fall slowly from the tip of the rod and it gently stops the spool when it hits the ground. That's not how this Curado DC is not supposed to be set up like that. These are quite free spools when you have them set to the tension that you're supposed to have them. Just know you're going to need to use a little thumb control on that to stop that lure before it hits the water, or you're going to get some overrun. So kind of keep that in mind. Now, another thing I've noticed, I've got this Curado DC. I've also got an SLX DC. In my opinion, I honestly do not like using these reels with fluorocarbon. I've thrown it a couple times. You can make it work. I do find I have to crank down on that tension knob a little bit more because it gets a little squirrely sometimes. My preference for DC reels, I honestly just like the feel of braid. I think when you're using braid on them, I've got the 30-pound and then I'll tie it to a 20-pound fluorocarbon leader. My opinion is these reels just love braid. The 2 I've got, neither one of them like fluorocarbon very much, so maybe that's just mine, I don't know. But if I'm gonna own these things, my preference is definitely to run braid on them. I just think they work a little bit better. Now in terms of the smoothness, the DC has this micro module gearing in it. And this thing, guys, it's not like the type of smoothness like the Daiwa reels have, but it's a smoothness in a different way, and it's very nice. So in hand, this reel, it just feels expensive. It feels substantial. This handle over here, it's just a nice lockup. It's very solid. It just feels good. So they're not a cheap, bad feeling reel at all. I took this apart a while back just for some cleaning on it, which actually that's actually the first time I've taken it apart. I put some oil on the bearings and things like that, but I've never actually taken it apart until just recently, even though I've used it like crazy over the last 2 years. And inside it looks great. They've got some really nice, now they do use some plastic like underneath for what operates the worm gear and stuff, but the main gears on it, they're very nice, very substantial looking gears, very good quality. The inside on it was like spotless clean. So whatever they do to seal these things up, nothing really nasty was getting in there. So it's very, very clean. The internals, like the drags and stuff, were easy to work with as opposed to like, I took it apart my Lew's baitcaster a while back, and it had like, I don't know, there was like 5 or 7 different drag washers on it. It was crazy, but yeah, really nice things on this. They do have one screw, and it's right, I can't remember which one it is. There's one little screw on there somewhere when you're taking it apart. It's a really small, weird little screw that I'm not a big fan of, that I haven't found on like my Daiwas or even on the Lew's. So that was kind of odd, but outside of that, that's a whole nother thing. But internally they look great. Yeah, and in terms of the distance on it, again, I like running the braid, super far cast distance on these things. It's held up fine, super smooth. The drag is very good. So I have no complaints, guys. That would just be my major thing. If you get a DC, don't expect this thing to be like a miraculous anti-backlash thing, because they're absolutely not. Where they excel, the places that they excel, I'm going to say they're very good when you're throwing into the wind. They're also quite good if you want to do small casts, so little small casts where you're controlling it. Also, if you crank that up to setting 4, you can get away with quite a bit, guys, because it really chokes down on that spool. So it'll crank down on it quite a bit. But yeah, overall, great reel. Highly suggest it. The SLX DC I have, it's okay. I mean, honestly, it casts about the same as this one. It just feels a little less smooth, so it's not. If you're going to get a DC, I mean, I have another video comparing them both, but I would definitely go for the Curado for that extra 70 or 80 bucks. I think it's just way nicer. So, but anyways, I hope that helps you guys out. If you have any questions, let me know. Like I said, I've got some other Shimanos, a standard SLX and SLX DC. I've got a couple of Daiwas, Lew's, a Boo. So if you have any questions on these, or whatever you want me to try to compare a certain feature against another one, let me know, and I'll do my best to answer that in the comments. So anyways, hope that helps you guys make a decision, and hope you have a great day. God bless you guys. Thanks for watching.